Hello everyone, this will be a recording with a tutorial on how to migrate a component, a page that's written in Haml to a Vue component. First of all, why would you want to do that? The component we're going to convert over here, the page, is very simple. It doesn't have any extra user interactions, and doesn't have any API calls, anything else. It's rendered from the backend, so it doesn't seem like a good idea, but I still want to do this because then I can reuse the GitLab components, and the more that I reuse the GitLab components, the less that I have to write code and less code that needs to get reviewed. So this is mostly, and if I want to update and add more interaction moving forward, I already have this in view. So this is mainly the reason. And over this process, there are a few things I'm going to cover. First, where things should be located. So there are some conventions on files or naming that needs to be followed. How to pass information from Ruby or from Haml into Vue. How to pass this data from one to the other. And third, a few of the components that I've built for incubation. So for the incubation engineers to make a little bit our code shareable and a little bit easier, some of the things that we already added. So without further ado, this is the page. This is actually a project of mine, and this page is written in Haml. It's just a list of the experiments for this project. It doesn't really matter the feature itself, but if you click on one of them, you already see this is already written in Vue, and this is written in Haml, and I want to convert this to Vue because I need to iterate on this. So the first thing that we need to do is to actually create a component for this. So I already have on a few components for the other pages, so I'm going to create another component over here, which is going to be called ML experiments table. And let me just rename this to ML experiments table. I am going to add the template to the end of it, so over here, and I don't need the scope. I don't need the style for this right now. So the only thing that I'm going to add over here now is a div that says hello experiments table, just for us to know that this is working for now. Okay, first step done, and now I can move and change whatever. So if I come now to the controller of this action, so I have the component and now I have to build a component. Here I have the controller for this action. This is the index action. So I'm just displaying a list of the experiments under ML experiments, and I have this very simple index action over here that just loads. If I go to the Haml file, I can see that this is just regular Haml, and there's nothing too special for it. But what I'm gonna do now is start converting this into Vue. So first things first, I'm gonna delete everything, and I'm gonna create an element to be the root of this file. So set JS index ML experiment or JS ML experiments table, telling that I'm gonna build that component over there, right? And I'm just gonna add this for later, but it won't pass anything over here. Okay, cool, I have this. But now I have this, it won't show over here. Nothing's gonna show over here actually, because I haven't instructed Ruby or Vue or JavaScript to mount something over there. And to do so, this is where the trick is. Whenever you load an action, a piece of JavaScript will be run for that action. And this has a common naming. So if you load, in this case, it's ML experiments under a project, you're gonna find the JavaScript under page/project/ml/experiment/ your action/index. So for example, if I come over here, let me open. This is already open actually. So I can come. This is on the project. I open pages. This is under the projects, and then I can find the path that I'm looking at. So this is ML, and then I have experiments over here, and then I have candidates as well. But I'm looking at just experiments. So here I see that I already have one JavaScript for the show action, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add another one for the index action. So this is the index action, and then I'm gonna add a new file called index.js. And if I do this, I can just come over here, console.log hello from index.js. Let's see if this is gonna work over here. It should work, but I need to reload the page, of course, because it needs to fetch whatever needs to be fetched. And over here, I see hello from index.js. So there is this mapping that does this. So I can delete this over here, and now I can start instructing my view to build over there. To do so, we're going to use a helper function. The helper function is called initSimpleApp. I'm going to show how to use this. So first things, I need to import this. So let me just copy over here the import statement. This is not, I added this, but not really part of incubation components, but more from general. So let me just copy properly because I didn't do so. Yeah, so this is initSimpleApp, and then I'm also gonna copy this so that I can have the component that I need to build over here. So I have this. Let me close this off so that we can have a better view. So now it's not experiment. I'm gonna have the experiments table, and this is being imported from table experiments table.view. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna init the simple app. This. I'll fix this soon. So what I need to pass on to this init is first the ID or the selector for the where to build this for the root. So this is here, and I'm gonna pass the component as well, ML experiments table. These are the things that I need to pass down, and I'm not gonna pass any props at this point. So what is going on over here? The problem is okay, this is ML experiments table. This should and now I should see hello world over there at some point. Yeah, hello experiments table. This is being loaded from the ML experiments table.view. But this is not what we want to do, right? We want to pass we want to pass the experiments down. We want to show the experiments. So the first thing that I'm going to do is pass the data from Ruby into the component as a prop. To do so, we need JSON actually, because we need to pass this as a data set from the attributes of the component, and then we can load that from JSON. So what I'm going to do in the controller, I'm going to say, where's the controller? Over here. And I'm going to go to the helpers. Experiments helper. And then we're going to see over here, I'm going to add a new function called def experiments as data, and I'm gonna pass the experiments, and then I'm gonna just do experiments dot map, do exp. Very simple over here. Nothing too fancy, but I'm gonna do, this will just fetch the name of each, and then I'm gonna do GitLab JSON.generate data. So this will just create a simple JSON with that thing. And then I come back over to the controller node, to the Haml. And then I can say, I'll pass a data. And I'm gonna say that the experiments is experiments as data at experiments. Cool. And this will come over there. So if I now go back into my index and I actually to the, not to this index, but to this index initialization, if I first of all reload the page, reload the page, and then comment this out, sometimes it takes a bit of time to reload the page. I will see that it will be passing now the experiments. So if I inspect over here, and its container, I can see on the body, hopefully, okay, yeah, that I'm passing the experiments as a JSON over here. So now I need to fetch those. And to fetch those, I will use another helper. So I need to pass some props over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is into experiments table. And I'm going to add a new prop. So let's see, props. And it's going to be the experiments prop. And it's going to be a type array required true. So this will fail because I'm not passing anything at this point. If I come back to the index, there's nothing being passed. And it says so here. It's required, missing the required one, and I'm gonna pass props, and I'm gonna use experiment for the experiment prop, and then I'm gonna use the function experiments JSON from dataset, right? So there are a couple of parameters that this function receives. The first one being an optional key, which it fetches from. If nothing's passed, it just gets the name of the prop that I'm passing over there. In this case, experiments from data/experiments. And the other parameter that it accepts, it's the argument is whether it should convert the first key, the first key of the object into camel case. But we're gonna show this later, not really right now. So now I have this and I have this, and it should be not breaking anymore. So if I go back to the table, I can add, yeah, it's not breaking anymore. There's no errors from the point. So I can just say now, instead of doing what I was doing, I can do some div, and I'm gonna just show the name of the first experiment. This dot experiments dot 0 dot name. So it should just show the name over there as soon as it recompiles and everything goes correctly. Okay, now it shows properly. Cool. This is pretty cool. This is what we've done with past information, and now we're displaying. Next thing I want to show is how to do pagination. So if we go back to the controller, here I am doing, it didn't show anything because there are very few elements, but on this case I am doing, let me just close this off, I am doing page pagination, which is not what we actually want to do. Let's convert this to keyset pagination, which is the preferred way. So the show method already uses keyset paginate, and we're going to do the same with this one. So to begin with, delete this, And instead of experiments, I have my paginator. And this is going to be key set paginate. It will fetch the cursor from the params. So cursor params. Let me just params cursor. And for the sake of this example, per page, it's going to be 1. Correct? So it should just fetch 1. And with this, then I have the experiments are going to be paginator.records. And this should work as is. It will not do, it will not change anything over here, but this should work as is. Now, with this, we need to actually pass the pagination info. So it's just working over here. Nothing. Yeah, it's not a problem. Now we need to pass the pagination info, whether it start or end. So first of all, so what I'm gonna do is page info, because this is a helper that I've built over here. It just creates a hash with important things that I need. So page info paginator. Right, so now I had it reloaded and it shows that it's working over there. So page info paginator, it will create the page info that's necessary. And then I have to pass this as well to the array_view component. And I'm going to come over here to the experiments.view, not to the experiments, but to the index, or rather to the Haml. And then I'm going to pass page info, formatted page info at page info. This just converts to JSON, the page info, so that's okay. And this needs to come over here. And then I'm heading over to index.js, and I need to pass this as prop as well. So page info, it's JSON from dataset, and I'm gonna say that it comes from page info, but I'm also gonna say that it should convert to camel case. So this is an object. If I come to the helper, this is an object that has the underscore. It's a snake case, and I want to convert this to camel case. So it just does that, and it makes it easier for the other component. So here I'm already passing page info. It's not being used for anything, but now I can go. Now it's the good thing about using view is that now I can go to experiments table. I can import a component called pagination that I created for incubation. So this is pagination from pagination.view. I declare it over here. Components pagination. Yeah, nothing's breaking so far. And now now that's the cool part. I can just do. Of course, I need to have the props over here. Page info. This is type object, as we're passing an object required true. And now I can just do pagination vbind this dot page info. And with this, hopefully, it will reload over here, and I will see that I have all of the things. Okay, it already shows over here. And I can see that also. Let me just add another debugger. Just display the size. Yeah, so there's the size is 1. I have the name, and then I can navigate to the next page and to the previous page, and so on and so forth. So this is everything you need to do to add key set pagination for your entity. At least for the simple ones. For more complex one, there's some additional steps, but here is everything that you need. So now it already passes the cursor, it already has another experiment. It just works quite well. So this is the second thing. There's only one additional thing that I want to show. This is for incubation engineers as well, which is the alert component. So incubation engineer, we want to keep it clear and very transparent, our communication with users, and both of how we work and the expectations that they can have from the features they are building. So what we created is the incubation alert that I'm going to import over here. So I have the incubation alert over here, and then I can add this component over here. Incubation alert, and I can add incubation alert. So we will need two properties, the feature name and the feature name, which is, let's say, my feature, and a link to the feedback issue that you have set up for this link. It's not the property, so it's the other prop that it needs is this. It's gonna be a link, and I say I don't want to do anything special here. I will add it soon. So now that I have both of this, I will save, and once it rebuilds, recompiles, it shows an error. Feature unexpected identifier. What is going on? Have you shared my... Oh, wait, yeah, of course. This is not... I'm not using view over here. Shenanigans. Now it should potentially work. Yeah, now I have this incubate that will tell the name of the feature, and then will give a link to the feedback. What I usually do then, I create a constant that is already created for other page, because I use this in a few places, and then I can use this constants over here, and then I can use instead of using this, I can use as options dot feature, this is feature name, and link to feedback issue is options dot feature feedback issue, and this should give me everything that I need. So that is actually everything that I wanted to show on this quick demo, or quick tutorial on how to convert Haml pages into a view component. I hope that this makes it easier for you. Some of the stuff took me a long time to understand, especially where things are located, and let's hope this is useful for everyone else. Cheers!